Jim from Jim's Digital Marketing. Today we're going to cover Ecom 101. Who should listen to this lecture? People who have Shopify stores, WooCommerce stores, or any other stores that you're selling stuff online. If you have or sell stuff online, or if you're a marketer, run ads for other people, you should definitely follow this lecture. This is going to be really powerful. It will give you a holistic view. What should you focus on? What are the problems that you might be facing, and what should be your first goal to fix a certain problem, right? Let's delve right into it. So we cover 3 separate sections, but the first 2 sections are going to be your main problems. Not you will identify the problems in one of those 2: traffic and conversion rate. So the first thing first, a lot of people focus on traffic right away because that's the first step, getting people to your store, right? Online store. But the thing that people are missing usually is traffic may not be your problem. Conversion rate may be your problem. But first, how do you ensure that that's the case? So you have to get some traffic to your store, and there are certain metrics that you want to aim at. Whether it's Facebook ads, Google ads. So let's cover Facebook ads example. If you're running Facebook ads, what are the certain metrics you want to focus on? If you cover those, then you will understand, okay, I can see I tick those boxes on the traffic side, then I understand my problem is not on the traffic side. Then my problem is on the conversion rate side. So you can ensure that you are delivering good traffic. So let's start with the CPM. CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions for people who run Facebook ads. We're going to cover Facebook ads now, like social ads, not PPC, pay-per-click ads. Pay-per-click ads, Bing, Google search or whatever, right? Now let's say it's Facebook ads. So if you narrow down the targeting too much, your CPM will rise up. So the first touch point with your ads is going to be CPM. How much you're paying to get to 1,000 people. Show your ads 1,000 times. So that's the critical part. The best, you want to aim around $10 to $30 CPM. So if you're around that ballpark, you are good. So if you're below 10 per 10, you're pretty good. Like it's amazing. So it depends on country to country. For instance, in Australia, it's the highest CPMs in the whole world. So that's why I am sometimes like really happy with achieving $30 CPM. Why? Maybe I'm targeting really high level CEOs and I'm selling a really high ticket product, and it is going to be hard for me to achieve a low CPM. Why? Because a lot of people are spending a lot of budgets to get to that type of audience, right? But as I said, 10 to 30 is good. But if you're, let's say, going with a brand awareness objective, if it's a brand awareness campaign, you will literally get $1 CPMs. But those people are not going to be able to convert. So let's say you bring 100 people from the brand awareness and you will get $1 CPM, and those people, you're not going to convert them. But if you get like a $20 CPM, and those people getting there and 1 of every 100 is converting, so you know that $20 CPM is not actually too bad, right? So there's a little nuances there on the CPM side, so it is not end all be all in traffic side. So what I look at is, I will cover the next metrics that you have to look at, but CPM is good around 5 to 10, to the maximum is 30. So 5 to 10 is good. I mean, you're on the really good side, $5 to $10 CPM. On 30, it's too much. It's getting to the critical part. Like if you're selling a really low ticket product, $30 CPM is way too high. That's a really good indicator that you have to work on your creative and targeting. So if you're targeting super specific, broaden that up, the first thing you need to do. Or your creative is really boring, which means maybe you're using too much text on your ads, on the creative itself. Your copy is not engaging, it's too salesy. You have to go on, write a really enticing copy so people read it. Or you want to make your copy make your image or create a video, make more native to the platform. So if you want to learn more about it, I have a free copywriting course. I will put it up there somewhere. After this video, go ahead and watch that one. CPC is gonna differ because we are not paying for each click on social platforms. What we're paying for is impressions. So it is a little bit different. That's why I'm not going to cover this. Let's cover CTR. In this CTR, a lot of people confuse this. There are 3 types of CTR. Click-through rate is the normal CTR. There's link click-through rate. This is how many people actually click in the link to go to your website. And there is unique link click-through rate. So what I usually measure my metrics with link click-through rate. So if a person clicks on your ad, on your profile image, for instance, doesn't go to your website, but it will still count as click-through rate. So you look at link click-through rate, you will look at people who are clicking the link to go to your website. With the link click-through rate, you want to aim above 1%. If it is below 1%, it is awful. So you have to really work on your creative as soon as possible. If it is above 3%, it is really good. It is really good. If it is above 5%, it is amazing, but above 5%, there is something that you need to be cautious about. Your targeting might be off. So above 5% is there is something that your targeting might be off, or your ad is deceiving a little bit. So the sweet spot is around 1 to 3%. Is the sweet spot, so you can be sure that your targeting is good and your creative is really resonating with that type of audience. CPC side will come into play if you're running, let's say, Google Shopping ads, or let's say you are running Google search ads. So in that case, it will totally depend on the type of keywords you're going after, but for Google Shopping, aim below $1, guys. Aim below $1. If the product you're selling, let's say, is your profit margin is super high, let's say 70% profit margin, and like 80%, let's say you're just selling a digital product 100%, and your product costs $100, you can aim way above $1. You're pretty confident aiming above $1. You have to look at those numbers if you're on the right spot. But if you're running, of course, social ads, don't really get caught up with the CPC. You're getting charged with the CPM. So you looked at your traffic metrics, right? So don't look at the conversions then and there. Of course, you have to look at conversions. The main goal of your ads are driving conversions. But let's say you're driving ton of traffic and you know it's quality traffic, but there's no conversions. Is it the platform's blame, or is it your product page is to blame? I think your product page is to blame there. So let's cover what you can improve. So the most important things on your website is going to be the conversions, of course. Average order value, you want to increase that. But if you have very little conversions, your main goal is not the average order value. So what is average order value? Let's say, you probably know average order value. Let's say 100 people come into your website, and on average, they're buying one product, which is $30 worth. But if you add an upsell package, let's say upsells and downsells, and you can increase that to, let's say, $90, right? Every person who purchases upsells to like a product, and then like not every person, but half of the people buys the upsell, and your average order value bumps up to, let's say, $60. So you doubled your revenue literally without running any ads. So that's really important. So if you think you are achieving those benchmarks on the traffic side, focus on the average order value. That will double your revenue without touching ads. And conversion rate is the most important part. It is the most critical part. So if you double your conversion rate from 1% to, let's say, 2%, you will also double your revenue. Imagine you double your average order value and conversion rate. You doubled almost like quadrupled your revenue, guys. It's absolutely crazy. But there is not only one thing that you will focus on the conversion rate. There are 2 things actually. The first one, add to cart conversion rate. How many people are actually adding to carts? And there's a good benchmarks there. You want to aim above 5%, which is considered as good. If you are getting above 5% add to cart conversion rate, it is pretty good. So if your average add to cart rate is below 5%, you need to work on your copy and your images and the testimonials. 5%, and if it is around 3% or 2%, it is terrible, guys. So if it is around 2 to 3%, imagine how many people will initiate the checkout and how many people will buy. It's not that many. So what you need to do in this case is focus on increasing that add to cart. How can you increase the add to cart? With copywriting, with better product images, with better product testimonials. If it is around 8 to 10, it's perfect. It's really good. You're at the top 10% of Shopify users with 8 to 10% conversion rate of add to cart. But let's say you add to cart, but you are not converting those people, which is sales conversion rate. What might be the problem? There's one possible problem is you are charging a lot for the shipping. That's a big problem. A lot of people are adding to carts, but once they come to the transaction, they're not completing that transaction. Why? Your shipping is too much. That's why I suggest offer a free shipping for first-time buyers. Get them warm, and then they will be hopefully happy customers if they like the product, and you upsell them later on with your email marketing and so on and so forth. That will increase your conversion rate drastically. So you might be asking, Jim, what is a good conversion rate? About 3% is pretty good. I will be really happy if I get 3%. If you get 4 to 5%, it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. If you get 4% to 5%, it is absolutely amazing. If you get above that, your product has a product and market fit and people are buying the hell out of your product. But make sure if you get a lot of organic traffic, this is not going to be that high. So if your main traffic source is affiliate or organic, your conversion rate will be lower than 3%. Why? Because those people are usually not that targeted people. The more targeted your ads are, which if you run paid ads, paid traffic, you're going to get a higher conversion rate. But if it's organic, as I said, those people are not that qualified yet, really top of funnel people, so they're not going to be buying that much, so your conversion rate might drop. But as I said, if you're around 3%, you're good. If you're below 1%, change entire thing. So if you're below 1%, sales conversion rate, transaction conversion rate, there is major problems. Either nobody's trusting you on your page. The second option, the shipping is way too high. The third option, people don't trust making transactions on your site. The third one is your copy or product is terribly depicted on the website. So as we covered those, how can you increase the average order value? This is really important as well. So let's say you're getting some customers and your sales is at a pretty good level, but you might be asking, Jim, how can I increase my average order value? Upsells and downsells. Let me give you a couple of examples. Let's say you're selling t-shirts. What is an upsell? Upsell is a product with a higher price. Let's say you're selling that t-shirt for $20, right? So once they want to buy that and get to the add to cart section, bam, you upsell them with a higher price product, $60 jeans. If they buy it, you still downsell them with a lower price belt, for instance, $15. So if they accept all and you can cross sell, let's say sunglasses as well, bam, you can cross sell sunglasses. By the way, don't think about, oh, not a lot of people gonna do that. No, a lot of people do that. $20 sunglasses. So you literally added $18 and $95 plus $95 to your original $20 order, right? That's crazy. They rejected. They didn't want to buy that jeans, right? It's okay. Don't worry. You're still gonna downsell that $15 belt. They didn't like it. You're still gonna cross sell that sunglasses, which is $20. They didn't like it, it's okay. We at least ask them if they liked it or not, if they want to buy that, and you're gonna put a little bit social proof. For some people, Amazon does that really good. Most of the people who buy this product, they also bought that jeans or whatever it is that you're selling. So that's a big opportunity to upsell that thing. So you're gonna increase your average order value. That, let's say you do it to one person that you're paying $1 to get to your site, and that person increases their average order value, like their basket value, to $20 to $95, you're more than quadrupling your revenue from that specific person, which is amazing. So you're gonna have, let's go to the profitability, and you're gonna look at the overall picture here. Profit after ad spend. So you're gonna look at that, but how there's gonna be some profit margin. Let's say in this case, I wrote an example of 30% profit margin. If your profit margin is 30%, which is quite low, if you have that, what you need to do is lower the CPM as much as possible, increase the CTR as much as possible, increase the average order value as much as possible, and increase the add to cart value as much as possible. So these are going to be still, you have to do these with regardless of your profit margin. But the more your profit margin is lower, the more in tune you have to be with all these metrics. Otherwise, you cannot be profitable. So your profit after ad spend, if it's a negative, there's no point that you're running ads. There's no point you running any ads. But let's say your profit margin is around 90%, 100%, you're selling a digital product, you have more wiggle room in those, right? You have more wiggle room to test. So I said a lot of a lot of the stuff comes down to how profitable with your ads, profit after ad spend, and how can you increase, like maximize those values is the levers that you can pull is the add to cart value and the sales conversion rate. Add to cart conversion rate and the sales conversion rate. If you pull those levers, plus the average order value, of course, but with the average order value, if your profit margin is low, it's kind of still the same case. But those are the big levers you need to pull. A lot of people just focus on traffic, but if your conversion rate is not there, you're not converting people coming to your website, I mean, there's no point fine tuning your ad spend, like the metrics in the ad platform. You can fine tune it as much as possible, but the improvements you're gonna have is like 2%, 5%, 10%. But here, 200%, 300%, you can make those improvements on your landing page. So focus on the landing page, but of course, if your conversion rate is pretty good, but you're still not profitable, there's a good chance that you are not optimized on the traffic side. So as I said, look at the values and ask me any questions if you have down below. I will be happy to answer for your specific problem or Shopify site or any metrics that you have. Take care. Please don't forget to subscribe. Last time I didn't ask that and a lot of people forgot. Please, if you like this, gain some value at least, give me a subscribe. Thank you.